obviously we need JJ. She's a key piece of what we're trying to do. But I think, they played a really physical. They didn't allow her to get the ball. There's 3 people around her every time she caught it. And like I said, I thought Minnesota's defense was extremely good with their activity and their pressure and their physicality. But in the end, we need to work out how do we get her more open looks and get it into the game, because she's important. And if we can get her scoring, it'll help the rest of us.
Alfred?
Hi, Coach. We're able to get points from AWOL today. Just what were your thoughts on what you did with your team?
Sorry, I didn't understand you. Can you repeat that? Sorry, the Wi-Fi's not good.
You were able to get 11 points off the bench from Leo. What did you think of what was able to get his team today?
Yeah, look, it was great. It was great to see Leo come out and be aggressive, make some shots. She's versatile. We think she's going to keep getting better and better and have a great WNBA career. But she's a great shooter. She's a great defender. She moves well. She does all the little things well. But it was nice for her, to see the ball go in, and we just want her to be who she is and be confident in what she does well, and she showed that tonight.
Thank you.
Fifi?
Hey, Stu. In that second quarter where things got kind of slow, you scored 6 straight, and Courtney also contributed with her points and assists. Was that just an attempt to kind of put the team in your back with the offense kind of stagnant a little bit?
Yeah, I think just trying to really get downhill, get into the paint. As a post player, it's tough when you have the opposing post player running at you, especially with the ball, and forcing us to make something happen. I think Sloot and I were just really trying to light a spark and get things going. We cut it, and then we didn't.
Thank you.
Miles?
Hey, Breanna. Minnesota knocked down 14 threes this afternoon, and they had some open looks off of some drop coverage, some rotations. How are they finding such consistent success from beyond the arc today?
Yeah, I think that defensively we obviously weren't great, but our rotations and our scrambled out, they have shooters all across the floor. And, Alana Smith, Kayla, we have to rotate to them no matter what the scramble is. And some moments we didn't. And then, when you're playing at home and you're shooting the ball well, it only builds confidence for everyone else.
We'll go to Jeff.
Thank you. Hey, all. Sorry didn't go your way today. My question is for Leo. What was working for you out there on the floor, and how do you want to keep this momentum alive as you presumably take on a bigger role in the Liberty's death game?
For me, it's always fun to be on the floor, to be around my teammates. I love to cut. I love to shoot the ball, and they put me in a good spot today, and it certainly helps that the shots go in. And I will just continue to, fill gaps, whatever the team needs, and be tough on defense.
Appreciate your time and insight.
Brian?
Hi, everybody. For Sandy, on the night, you guys had 18 total turnovers. Would you attribute that to the group just trying to sort of force things that may not have been there in the immediate moment that it was?
Yeah, 100%. Look, I thought some of the turnovers, I wasn't quite sure why we were trying to pass the ball in there, and that gave momentum to the other team. They got easy baskets, got some open threes in that phase too. We just have to have a little bit more discipline. Something doesn't work, we have to know what the next action is and be better at that. Because 18 turnovers is way too much, but the 25 points off us, that was, that was really hard that was hard for us to stay in the game.
We'll go back to Jackie.
For Stewie, I'm just curious in these past 2 games why you think the group has had a difficult time matching the physicality of your opponents.
It's a great question. I think that both teams have been really trying to blow up any of our actions and making it tough for us. JJ is seeing multiple bodies whenever she's in the paint, and they're really playing on a string together. And I think that, for whatever reason in the last 2 games, as we've been scrambling out, there's been a moment of hesitation. and then when one person hesitates, everyone else kind of follows in suit. But luckily we have 2 practice days to kind of get it back together and be exactly where we want. I think we have 3 home games next week.
Yep.
And our fans will definitely help us get into a good rhythm.
Thank you.
Russell?
Yeah, Sandy, you had mentioned, I think a couple of games ago, that tendency to go for, I think you called it the touchdown when you fall behind, trying to score off that first action. Did you see that again today, and how do you kind of slow that down?
Yeah, look, I did see that a fair bit. We're trying to score too early in the possession. You got to move, especially really good defensive teams like Minnesota, around a little bit, and just making passes that really weren't open. I don't know what they were looking at, and that's where we just need to, have a little bit more discipline and rely on our movement. To instead of trying to force something that's not there, and it just takes out the whole rhythm of our game and how we want to play. But we'll go back and watch the film, and we'll work on areas that we have to get better at. We've got a few holes at the moment, but I still believe in this team. We're going to be just okay. But facing some adversity now is probably it's not a bad thing for us. It'll help us grow.
Thank you.
We'll finish with Fifi.
Hey, Coach, just one more on the turnovers you mentioned. You guys started in a hole in the category 7-1, and then were able to force 10 turnovers on Minnesota. Just what's kind of the key to kind of hold that defensive integrity throughout most of the game instead of just for small spurts in each quarter?
Yeah, that's what we need to get to. It's just having a little bit more discipline. We're breaking down some of our coverages with what we're doing. It's a lack of communication and overhelping when we shouldn't have overhelped and not scrambling when we should have been. So we have to tidy up that. The great defensive teams, everyone's got to be on a string and doing their jobs, and just where we can be more physical and start blowing up stuff a little bit more. That's when we started getting our rhythm back, was being more aggressive on defense, and that's what we need to do for 40 minutes.